All right, welcome to today's episode. I was gonna try to package some stuff before we left, but I think we did pretty good last night, actually, shockingly, even though we had to deal with the whole filament extruder crisis yesterday. So we're just gonna hit the road. And of course, what road trip would be complete without this? I got a tiny bit less sleep than I would have preferred, but we are going to get coffee. We will get jittery like the heathen kings of old. I was just trying to figure out what the etymological root for voluntary would be, because volition, I'm pretty sure, is a Latin-based word. But there's also a German word. I think it's Wahl, which means to choose. Wallen is to choose. So I can't figure out which it would be. I bet that the Germans got it from some Latin-based language. Like there was just no Germanic word for choice. Everybody just does what they're supposed to do. The Romans are just invading Germania, and the Proto-Germans are just like, wow, I wish I had a choice in the matter. Just filled up at the pump. Gotta still get coffee. Hopefully we can go like a normal speed because we fixed the tire situation. Starting off strong. I think I've got a really good Enya playlist. A playlist where I took out all the boring songs. So I just went to my bank, but it's at a location I don't normally go to. I go through the drive-through and they don't have an ATM there. So I swing around and then the lobby's closed. So I don't have cash yet, but we'll get cash somewhere. This is gonna make some people mad, but I don't care. You know how like you used to get those multi-packs of oatmeal, and the first one you eat is like the strawberries and cream, and then you're like, okay, we'll go with peaches and cream. Then you go like blueberries and cream, and there's 2 packets of that, and then you do bananas and cream, and at the end all you have is the brown sugar ones, which kind of suck. That's Ed Sheeran. Like once you've listened to everything else and there's some Ed Sheeran on, you're like, oh. About an hour into it, and there's hard to see, but there's a huge line here. Although I think they're all going to this school to pick up kids. A little past halfway. It's always amazing when you actually like edit these videos together and stuff. Seems like this didn't take any time at all. This took a real good amount of time. There's definitely some traffic, but we're making pretty good time. I gave myself about as much as you can. Also, this guy's from Bristol, Indiana, or at least the company is. That's cool. You've heard of Texas Instruments? All right, we're basically in Dallas. I guess this must be Richardson, Texas. We're only a couple minutes away. Some guy was flashing his lights at me, and it made me think for a second there that the car was on fire, which of course it's not. But the car has been on fire before, and that's something you never forget. All right, just a little neighborhood like this, I guess. To quote the Talking Heads, this must be the place. Let's hope we don't stop making sense. This is the last S5 that I tried to fit in my car. That guy was cool. He was a prog guy. He had a little recording setup or something, which is pretty awesome. He said he was really into the band Mastodon. I've like listened to Mastodon. I had that album that had the whale on the cover, and I had this janitorial job at the time. I used to just like rock out as I was cleaning out all these desks and things. Okay, so I was going to a thrift store, but then I came across this. Look at this. Just randomly, a Persian buffet restaurant. Dude, Persian food. Is there gonna be like a fluffy cat? Last trip it was actually the first, so it was my eating out day, but we have to eat somewhere, and I did not bring food, so we are eating at the Persian buffet. I guess it's gonna be rotisserie cat the whole time. Okay, so they didn't have the buffet, but I ordered a couple things. It's similar to some other Middle Eastern stuff I've had, and I think it's gonna be good. I got a pomegranate stew and some dolmars, I think they're called, which I've had before. You'll see them. I feel like they were judging me a little bit. I mean, this is actually a kind of fancy place, so maybe should have gone for something a little more pedestrian. Dolmans. Persian. It's a pomegranate stew. That was substantially more expensive than I thought it would be, but it was extremely good. That stew was a pomegranate stew. Actually reminded me a lot of this Moroccan stew I used to make. I felt kind of cool because I asked her if there were dates in it, and there were. You could really tell. When you slow cook dates, they melt and they just get into everything. It's amazing. There was a doctor sitting next to me that was like one of the loudest people I've ever heard in my life. Only thing that sucked there is they took like more than a half hour to bring out my check after I was very clearly finished. But whatever. Taco y Mas, home of street tacos. Isn't the street the home of street tacos? So I was just gonna hurry home, but I had just had like one of the best weeks I've ever had outside of Christmas season. I think I'm gonna like have a little fun. We'll go to a couple of thrift stores that are still open. Maybe we'll go to the mall or something. I never do stuff like this. I'm keeping up with orders pretty well. You know, let's have some fun. My kind of place. Kind of nice. Oh, okay. Dang, that's kind of cool. Wow. Got a couple pairs of shorts. Apparently I left my lights on. Good thing I was only in there for a couple minutes. I like how it says real meals to go. Like, that's a pretty low bar, Colonel. Check this out. This isn't the best angle, but this is a tiny little Walmart. It's not even that big. Dallas seems like it's kind of the mecca of thrifting. Gaze into the sky. A lot of these thrift stores stay open till 8, 9 at night. Holy 90s Batman. Jackpot. Am I old enough to wear this? Wow. I always thought Phil Collins should call the place he records music his Stu Studio. Sadly, not my size. I got the blue Hawaiian shirt and this. I'm wearing the Boomer shirt. Boomer energy. When I lived in Austin, they had a Texas thrift there, and it was amazing. Okay, so this place is a total gold mine. I carved out a little section in the back here. There's no changing rooms, but here's what we got. Look at that. My God. That's totally 90s, Dad. Pineapple shirt. I mean, look at this. Sushi. Also 90s, Dad. Some tank tops and a freaking Def Leppard one. Alright, we're going with these. It's actually a little expensive. Some of those were like 11 bucks. Quite a few didn't fit me, but we got like the cream of the crop. America really is a country of plazas. Well, it's probably about enough. I actually looked up the malls and stuff and they're all closed. Man, a lot of malls are probably not even open anymore. I really have no idea, but I think we'll just head back. For the road. And with that, our little Dallas adventure is over. We will take the mines through Moria. And we're gonna do the 80s playlist. Ooh, look at that quality. Knight Rider. Always wandering about halfway back, had to take a little pit stop, but we are taking a nice leisurely drive home. It's kind of fun to just randomly be in some totally, truly random Texas town in the middle of the night. See, this is what I'm talking about. Another Texas town that's basically a square and a courtyard and there's a gas station. More random Texicana. I could be anybody. I could be anywhere. I could be doing anything. Of course, they have to have a Dairy Queen. In Indiana, we used to have what we called hold your breath towns. One of them would be like Phlox, Indiana. And they're called that because you can hold your breath through them. And that town I just passed through is a hold your breath town. It was pretty much like a tiny grocery store, 2 gas stations, and some stuff that was shut down that I can't tell what it was. If school was like real life and there was 10 questions on a test, the questions would be much harder, but you could get 9 of them wrong, and if you get 1 of those questions right, you win big. Apparently I'm in Jacksonville, Texas. I think there's a Jacksonville and a Springfield in every US state. Sometimes when I'm in these random places, I see like random houses and I just think, who lives there? What's their story? What is their life like? Are they good people? Are they bad people? I will never ever know this person. This is the only time my life has intersected with theirs in any way, and they will be a memory forgotten, never having existed from my perspective. Check out the spoils of war, but I believe this is a real, it's got a little crease on it or something. This is, I think, a real Hawaiian shirt. It's got one of those old tags. Plus it looks pretty old. Some very, very fly shorts. And then some blue shorts. The most American shirt you've ever seen in your life. A pretty cool tank top. A Def Leppard tank top. And I won't. And a dad shirt. Should be good for pictures. It's good to be back in Nakadoggy. So that was a pretty fun road trip. Less driving than the last one. It's kind of good to be back. Some good finds at the thrift store. Can't believe I got that printer for 200 bucks. I'm kind of thinking if sales keep going well, maybe I'll do this once a month. We'll pick a different city and just make it like a thrifting trip or something. I mean, if things go really well, maybe I'll get a hotel the night before and we'll make it like a little travel vlog or something like that. Plus, it would just be fun to like I'm stuck here all the time, this little town. It's nice to get out there and see the rest of the world and imagine some hope, you know? But anyway, I'm thankful that I get to do things like this. I'm thankful that my business is doing well enough that I have to take day trips to go buy printers and stuff. And I'm grateful that I get to share that with you guys. So as usual, let's cultivate a little bit of gratitude. Just take a moment and type down in the comments what you're grateful for. It could be your dog. It could be a haircut you got today. It could be all kinds of things. Just type what you're gratitudinal for, okay? See you later, guys. Peace.